Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, we are down to 3 turkeys. The other 4 turkeys ended up going in the freezer yesterday, but these 3 here are actually a heritage breed. These are a Royal Palm turkey, and I believe these are all 3 are hens. You can see that their colors are starting to come out, but we're gonna keep these turkeys for a little while and see how it goes. We're gonna put them in the barn now. We're moving them off pasture. We're gonna put them in the barn. I'm not sure exactly how that's gonna work out, but hopefully they'll stick around. They may not, but we're gonna try to keep them in the barn with like the chickens and everything else. So we're gonna go ahead and move them in there, try to make them a new home.
Yeah, they're not very heavy at all.
Yeah, they're pretty light. So we're planning on keeping the turkeys in here. So we're gonna make them a roost to be on top of. And we're also gonna hang their feeder where they can eat it from being up here on the roost. And then that way their feed is high enough up that the goats can't get to it. Might have to go up a few notches. A little higher. I'm dumping it a little bit. Oh, don't be a pain in the butt. I need you as a test turkey. Test turkey.
You have to stand up.
Stand up. You have to stand. Ooh, don't stand below you. I obviously need to lower this a little bit. Got a little.
Yeah, that's better.
Can you reach that?
Yeah.
Can you reach this? You could reach that. Of course you could. So the turkey is now eating from the roost out of the feed trough, so that is working as long as they can fly up to the roost. And I guarantee they can fly that high if they want to. So anyway, we're gonna go ahead now, put the chicken tractor up for the season, and then we're gonna take that fencing, the goat fencing, we're gonna go take it out to the billy goats, and we're gonna expand their area back out big again. Trying to take care of a few things before I go to night shift. I'm going to night shift tonight. Yeah, so, and then I got several days in a row, like 45 to 50 days in a row that I'll be working. So trying to take care of a few things to make everything run a little bit smoother for Rebecca while I'm working night shift. Almost worn out already. You want to pull the truck forward? All right, we just finished setting up the billy goat fence, and they've probably got twice the big area as they had before. And all of that has been grown up. It's full of weeds and tall grass, plenty of stuff for the goats to be able to eat. So the next thing we want to do is, while I'm working nights, we want to make it easier for Rebecca to be able to feed the steers. So they're very friendly nowadays, and they'll kind of brush up against you and kind of push on you. So we want to set up some type of feed trough so that Rebecca can just pour the feed over the fence. Some kind of feed trough that they won't be able to move, and it's going to stay in place. Well, this is our other pig trough, and we thought maybe we could modify this somehow to let the steers eat out of it. So we need to figure out maybe some way to attach it to the fence somehow so it can't move. Ooh, close. Almost got myself. So I put these two boards on the bottom of the front, and that's just to help level everything out as it sits on the ground. A little heavier.
Yeah.
Beat you to it. Okay. Can you tell which way you think's low?
I don't know.
Let me put some water in it. Put some water in it, I can tell where the needs to drain.
Okay.
So we're going to put a drain hole in this so that the water drains out. Just looks like I could put one like right here. So we got the pig trough all set up and turned into a feed trough for the steers. So got a couple lag screws holding it against the fence, plus the board that's along the back is pushing into the fence, so that should help it not maybe pivot so much. I know this probably isn't the most secure thing for steers, but I think that's going to work for us for now. So we had been using this 15-gallon water trough. We've been using that for a feed trough for the steers, and then we'd have to go find it every day because they would push it around the pasture. We'd have to go get it, and then we'd throw a couple more scoops of feed in it each night for them to eat out of. So this should be fairly easy because you should be able to reach over the fence and just pour right into there without having to get inside with the steers, because they're so pushy nowadays. They actually try to eat out of the bucket while you're trying to walk through the pasture. They're trying to stick their head in the bucket, and they're a little big, so they can be a little bit intimidating. So now that the turkeys are off pasture, I can finally take the solar fence charger, put it back out here and electrify the single electric wire that runs around the inside perimeter of this pasture. And we were using that to rotationally graze, but every time we would move the steers, we would have to move the hay feeder, the water trough, and the feed trough. We would move those three things every time we moved the steers. And since we just mounted that feed trough to the fence post over there, plus our big water trough is permanently located next to the water hydrant, I think what we'll do this time is we'll rotate around those things. We'll basically we'll rotate around in a circle around it, and we'll always have access to those those items, plus that's the biggest shade in the pasture. I hope that makes sense. But we'll rotate differently so that they'll always have access to the feed and the water trough, and we won't have to move those things like we were previously. So yesterday we butchered our 4 meat turkeys, and here they are. That's a little hard to see, but we got them in shrink bags, and they were pretty good size. So 3 of them were about 15 pounds each, and 1 of them was 20 pounds. And that must have been the 20 pounder. This one is more like about 15 pounds right here. So total of 4 of these that we put in the freezer, 4 turkeys, 65 pounds worth of meat. I thought that turned out pretty good. So I think I'm pretty happy with the way it did work out. The plucker did not pluck a turkey that size. It was too big to spin it around the plucker. So it was actually, we had to hand pluck them all, but really after we scalded them and everything, they plucked pretty easy. And yeah, pretty happy with the amount of meat that we got for the turkeys, and that'll make a pretty good Thanksgiving and Christmas, I think. So the 3 turkeys that we put in the barn today, that was 3 heritage breed turkeys that Rebecca wanted to get and try out. That's a Royal Palm turkey, and she thought it'd be cool to raise those up and have them running around the barnyard. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna let them sit in there for a couple days and let them feed in there, let them roost at night, and hopefully they'll kind of get to know that that's their home. And then we're gonna let them out, and we're gonna let them free range the barn and the barnyard and the pasture. And these turkeys can fly, and they'll be able to fly away easily if they want to. So we're just gonna let them out, and we're gonna see what happens. Hopefully they will stay in the barnyard and hang out with the chickens and the goats, and stay here and let us continue to feed them and just hang out with the rest of the animals. And if not, they'll fly away and they'll roost out in the woods or up in a tree, and we may never see them again. But that's the way we're gonna play this out. I don't think we want to keep them in cages their entire life. So we want to let them out and give them the opportunity to be able to hang out with the rest of the animals in free range, and we'll just have to see what happens. So that roost ended up being a little bit too high, so the next day ended up putting it a little bit lower and put it closer to the back wall and move the feeder to the back wall as well. And hopefully this is still tall enough that the goats can't get on top of it and get to their feed. That's kind of the main purpose here, is just to keep the goats from being able to get to the turkey feed. So it's been several days now since I filmed that video, and I've already worked 8 night shifts in a row, and everything seems to be going fine for Rebecca doing the evening chores by herself. And during that time period, we actually hit 75,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I think we're sitting around 30,000 followers on Facebook. So what we want to do is we want to do a giveaway to the subscribers, do a little bit of a giveaway. And to do that, I really want to try to do something that's fairly unique, something that's maybe one of a kind. So what I've come up with is I ended up ordering some custom-made Leathermans. They come in this little gift box. So Leatherman multi-tool, and the way that it's custom is that it's actually laser etched. Okay, so you can have these laser etched with pretty much whatever you want on them. And this one has, on one side of the handles, it has our Country View Acres logo on that side of the multi-tool. On the other side of the handle, it says "Life is better in the country." And then on the blade, when you open the blade up, the blade actually has the Antique Tractor logo from our Antique Tractor t-shirts that is etched on the side of the blade there. So I think it turned out pretty cool. It's pretty amazing the detail they can do with that laser etching. So yeah, so pretty unique little giveaway to do, these multi-tools. I do carry a multi-tool every day, have for years, and this is pretty much identical to the one that I carry. This is the Leatherman Wingman. And the only thing really different between this one and the one that I've carried for a long time is this one has scissors, and the one I carry has a saw. So exact same size as the one that I normally carry. I'll probably switch over to one of these. I did order me an extra one so that I can have one. Yeah, that's what we're going to be giving away, these custom-made Leatherman. So it does have the belt clip, and it also comes with a pouch as well, and it comes in this nice little gift box. So what we're going to do is I'm I'm gonna put the official giveaway rules. I'm gonna have to put that in the description. That's one thing that's required. So that'll be in the description of the video. But basically, if you're 18 years of age and you write a comment on this video, then you're gonna be entered to win. And to write a comment on the video, you actually have to have a YouTube login, like an account, or you have to have a Facebook account to write a comment. So if you have accounts on both of those platforms, you can write a comment on video on Facebook and YouTube, and you can have 2 chances to win, okay? So that's perfectly fine. So you just have to have an account on one of those platforms to write a comment. You're entered into the contest September 1st, 2021. We will pick the winners using a random comment picker. It will just randomly pick somebody's comment, and that's who will end up. We'll end up. I'll probably have a video maybe that day or the next day, and announce who the winners are. And then I'll try to get in contact with you, and we're going to try to ship this to you. So we're going to do our best to ship this to whoever wins it, no matter where you are in the world. Now, keep in mind, international shipping is expensive and slow. So if somebody overseas ends up winning it, keep in mind it may take a month or so before you get it. But anyway, that is it. That is the rules. Pretty cool. I think it turned out to be a pretty cool little unique thing to do, to give away. And I would like, I mean, this is basically to thank you guys, the subscribers, for you know, following along and subscribing to the channel. If it wasn't for you guys watching all the time and you know, all the positive comments, there's probably an overwhelming majority of positive comments on our videos and some good constructive criticism by some people. I mean, all those comments are great. And if it wasn't for all the views you guys give me and all the comments you guys give me, I mean, the channel really wouldn't be where it is today. And I want to thank you guys for doing that and basically you've opened up new opportunities to me, you know, for being able to have the tractor, the TYM tractor here on the channel and being able to use that. That's a big opportunity. And that's, you know, that opportunity came up because of all you guys who watch and follow along. So thank you guys very much. So wish you guys the best of luck on winning one of these Leathermans. And I think that's it for this video. I've got to get ready and go back to work here in another hour. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Grab the black post.